Welcome to Trades, Tools, and Talks, the podcast powered by Simpro. In this episode, we catch up with Donovan Crowie, who is the managing director of the Singapore-based company Saintronics. They specialize in the testing and commissioning of metro, high-speed, and light rail vehicles within Asia. We chat with Donovan about how he saw a gap in the market for creating the company and how he found new technologies to grow Saintronics to what it is today. Let's check it out.
So if you could just start by telling us a little bit about your business.
The company name is Saintronics. We deal with the railway industry. So we provide testing and commissioning of the new trains. So we support testing and commissioning of new trains, mostly in China, where they're manufactured, before they're shipped to Singapore. And then when they arrive to Singapore, we will continue doing routine testing. So in China, we do type testing. And when the train comes to Singapore, we do routine testing before they're handed over to the Singapore government, and then they're allowed to go into service. So that's one part of the business. The next part of the business is the after-sales market. So we have working closely with the train operators, providing after-sales services, doing a lot of the repair work, a lot of testing locally, and supporting the customer with technical issues, currently in Singapore and Southeast Asia. And also we are supporting some German companies who has presence here in Southeast Asia. And when there is some project that needs some technical assistance, we'll provide that for them as well. So we have the railway industry, which is the main business, and then also the industrial business, which is we've just picked up as a business recently.
How long have you been sort of in that industry? How long's the business been going for? When was it?
We started in 2018.
Was it kind of always in the same format from its inception? I presume there's probably been changes along the way since then, but was it always geared towards the rail industry?
Yes, always geared towards the railway industry. I mean, we started off as purely doing rail services. But part of the company is also the testing and commissioning part, which we managed to secure projects because of COVID, because the team in Singapore could not enter China during COVID. So during the COVID time, we were testing the trains during COVID in China.
And what's your role within the business as well?
I'm the managing director. Generate all the business with the company, work and basically do everything, work out the margins and do all the forecasting. So it's everyday running of the business, including accounting.
A lot of stuff to do then.
No, but it's easier to control everything if I know exactly what the business is doing.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that side of it. Was it founded by yourself, or was there sort of founders?
No, founded by myself.
Yeah.
I basically saw a gap in the market. I mean, I was working for a German company. We had projects in Singapore, and then when the unit fails, it's removed from the train and then shipped all the way back to Germany. And the lead time was like a 6-month repair time. So I saw this gap, and I thought, okay, why don't we just do this locally in Singapore? And this is when I approached the operators here in Singapore. We agreed on some terms and conditions with regarding to the price, with a guaranteed repair time of 7 days.
Oh, awesome.
So now the customer, it takes it for granted in a way, because they could just call, say, I have this problem. When can you come in to do the repairs? And it's very quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like you pitched a good gap in the market there.
Yeah.
And when you were sort of in the initial stages of the business, like how did you initially run the business operations? Was it like through paper and pen and spreadsheets, or?
Yes, very. I don't want to go back to that era, but yeah. So I had like Excel, I had Word, I had some folders with like the repair reports in. So the customer would come to me and say, oh, they claim warranty. And I was like, oh, well, when did we did that repair? Then I need to go through all the folders, find the repair reports with that serial number. It was basically a nightmare, really difficult. Same with like the purchase orders or the quotations. It was all in folders, but I still had to search for everything. And then I would forget the purchase order number or the RFQ number. So it was really difficult at the beginning.
Yeah, that sounds like, I can imagine that's a lot of stuff, especially when you're on paper trying to find all the documents and finding where everything is. But did you have, like, how many employees did you have sort of initially upon setup? And
so actually, I still don't have any employees. We have 2 local directors.
okay.
But most of the work is outsourced. So even for the labor, like we've trained some engineers to do some repair work for us. Except for China, I had local employees in China during that project phase, but not anymore. It was just like a project-specific job, basically. So when the project finished, the employment finished.
Okay. So it's kind of like contracting work-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. And as, like, obviously we kind of briefly touched on it just now, but as you kind of grew a little bit more, and now that we're 5 years into your business, was there like any specific problems you saw like arising as you were dealing with like the current processes that you had?
So, I mean, the customer would email me. They'll email me a request for a quotation, and then I send out the quotation. I do it all manually on Word. Then, if they accept the offer, they would send me a purchase order, and then sometimes I miss the purchase order, and then I get an email from a customer saying, "Oh, so when are you delivering this this component?" And then, oh, I lost the basically I lost the email. So it's not very good.
Is there any other like sort of systems or tools that you've used before adopting Simpro, or did you try anything else?
No, I did. So I attend a lot of conferences, a lot of expeditions, and I did come across a company, and of course there was like Aspire and other companies, but they had to build everything up from the ground, basically, purely for my business. They didn't have like a sort of like a template or anything. So we spoke like before COVID, and then during COVID, we sort of like did back and forth emails. They gave me a demo account, but I find it wasn't suitable for my business, basically. And I didn't like the interface.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that was my next question. Was there something specific that?
Oh yeah, definitely. It was not like Simpro.
That's great. So before adopting Simpro, was there something like a specific incident or anything that happened that kind of broke the camel's back, in terms of like, right, we need to change the processes, we need to do something? Was there anything specific, or was it sort of an amalgamation?
I mean, it's basically missing paperwork. I mean, one of them was, like I said, the email problem. The next problem was customers trying to claim warranty, and I need to I just need to verify, and trying to do the verification, because it costs money to do warranties free of charge. So to verify this, it could take me a day, and then I have different computers, and it's stored on a different laptop. So it was really challenging trying to find the repair report, which to validate the warranty claims.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Can you remember when you signed up for Simpro? How long you've had it now?
Oh, I was at the accounting roadshow here in Singapore, that I went to, and of course I met Peter, and of course I visited all the different companies that was offering like an all-in-one solution, and I just felt that Simpro had what I was exactly looking for in regards to the interface itself, and I would say the simplicity of being able to just generate reports quite easily.
Was it sort of this year that you implemented Simpro?
Yeah, exactly. It was this year.
So once you had how did you find the implementation and the training around the products and stuff?
Very straightforward. Training, very straightforward. I picked it up very, very quick. I think I was up and running within 2 weeks. I mean, I don't have a big, huge database. It's mainly getting in all the part numbers, the pricing, the validation, the validity date for the spare parts. That was the major one, and also putting in customer assets.
That makes sense. Yeah, there's a lot of ground to cover when you kind of dive into the product, really, isn't there? But once you've kind of been up, and obviously now you've been, I know it's only been this year, but since you've been up and running with Simpro, is there any specific benefits or improvements you've noticed within workflows or processes?
Yes, one big thing is the customer assets. So some of the asset belonged to the customer, but some of the repairs was done by my company, but we only charge labor costs. It was ABB in Germany who was responsible for the repairs, and they of course they outsourced it to my company. So inside of the assets, I can see who is the responsibility company for that particular asset. Like just recently, the operator has claimed warranty for 8 units, and I can easily go into Simpro, click on the assets numbers, and then I can clearly see who is responsible. So that has saved me a lot of time, which means I can do a claim to ABB in Germany. That's one of the good things about the asset management. Being able to create a lead. So like, for example, I've had a customer come to me saying they're interested in a test bench. So I'll create a lead, and then once I'll follow up with ABB or the internal design. At least from most of the leads are, I would say 90% of the leads are converted into jobs. So I like the process of being able to convert a lead into a job, and then the job into a actual, or even into a quotation. Because sometimes I will get an RFQ, but I'm waiting on the lead time from the supplier in Germany. So during this time, I'll create a lead. Then once I have the lead time and the price the pricing, then we'll create the quotation for the customer here in Singapore. So it's the process is very straightforward now. So everything is linked. So like I can link from the quotation, I can link it, and if I get a purchase order, I can link it to the job, and then convert the job into an invoice. So it's very smoothly done now, and also it's nice that I can attach like the documents. For example, the delivery note from my supplier, the repair reports. I can attach it to the assets. So all of this is a real good benefit. So now I can just go into an asset and I can see, okay, when was it repaired? Who is responsible? I can see the test results. I can see the physical repair report and when it was accepted by the customer. And before I couldn't see this. I couldn't really, I didn't have this overview.
So I guess it all kind of seamlessly works as one workflow, doesn't it? So,
and also, at least now I can see from a business point of view, what is my forecast? What is my margins? What is my profit for that year? So it's really nice to be able to see this. And because of Simpro, I had to adjust my margins, because after I saw, oh, why is my margin so low? So I was quite disappointed with myself, because after adopting Simpro, when I saw one of the quotations I gave was actually not good enough. The margin is so low, it's not even worth dealing with this, because during that time when I was doing the calculation, I don't know what happened, but at least now I can set the margins on particular items, and at least I can see after I sell this product to the customer or do this job for the customer, I can see exactly what is my P&L.
It's definitely good for that, analysing with the reports and analysing all the costs and stuff like that. And see how that would benefit. Have you got any, like, not data and stuff, but like metrics or something, kind of KPIs in success that you've seen, like with Simpro, around, I don't know, maybe like increase in profits and maybe increase communication in staff? And well, actually no, I guess you don't. Yeah, you've only got years.
No, but I did have a PA, a part-time, and it was very useful. She could log in. She could like set reminders. So every time I log in, okay, I have a reminder there. This needs to be. Oh, this is one thing I also like. As soon as I log in, I can see the reminders. Oh, this is overdue. This invoice is overdue, or this shipment is overdue, and then it's easy for me to follow up on these issues, and also the scheduling. I can see, okay, when have I scheduled this job, and who needs to be there. So this is it's very time consuming, I would say. I don't have to use a notebook and keep writing down, okay, I need to do this today, I need to do that. I can log in, look at the notifications, look at the outstanding jobs, look at the outstanding invoices, and then I can have an overview of the business. So for the BI, so basically I have a sales target for this year. And so that is my matrix. I have a sales target and versus my invoiced. And I also have one where it's current jobs, basically. So it's very good to see where the business will be at the end of the financial year, which is end of October.
Yeah, having that visibility, I guess, gives you a lot of insight into where you can change things and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
If someone was if you were chatting to a friend or a colleague and they had seen Simpro and they thought, oh, this looks great, but they're kind of on the fence about it, is there anything specific you would sort of say, this is a reason why I would go for Simpro sort of thing? Was it kind of all of those things?
I just spoke with one of my colleagues today about Simpro.
Oh yeah.
And so basically I already organized a demonstration for him on Monday. And I was explaining everything. He's also a business owner. He's doing everything manually. And I was just telling him, I told him like the headache I had with all this paperwork and everything, and it's integrated into Xero because he's also using Xero. And I was just explaining to him like the flow, the processes, and he wasn't on the fence. He was really interested in this in the software itself because he can see the benefits by having this also. It's also easy for spare parts. Because I get a lot of requests for quotations, and now I have all the spare parts inside of the platform with the pricing. If I don't have a valid price, then of course I need to get the pricing from the supplier in Germany, and then I'll input the pricing. But once it's there, it's very easy to, like for example, if I have a request for a quotation today, I can easily do it in a few minutes and then send back out to the customer. I don't have to think about it. Just the part number, and everything is all there, send it out.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of going through my Excel sheet and looking, the part number, do a search, okay, the pricing is on another place, and it's, yeah.
Yeah, you're not rifling through like 100 different formulas or documents to get your one answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that's one of the things. With Simpro, you get the kind of central hub where everything is connected. So that's nice. It's good to hear. Was there any when you first sort of going back a bit now, were there any sort of losses you had in the beginning that you could see sort of if things were different, if you had Simpro, maybe it might not have been the same way, or any particular losses you had from the business side?
Yeah, I would say if I had Simpro earlier on, I would have made a lot more profit because I would have understand my margins a lot better than just tracking it on Excel.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, like for example, before Simpro, I had a quite a huge order. You're talking about like 300,000 euros worth. But when I put that into Simpro now, it looks like that is a big mistake. It's such a big order, and I make such a small profit on it. So I'm very disappointed with that. But it's a lesson learned. And of course, now when I do quotations, I can clearly see everything now within Simpro. I wouldn't say I lost money, but I hardly make any money basically on that.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like you could have made more basically, but yeah, that's all still rolling on.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Trades, Tools, and Talks. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Now let's get to work. We'll talk to you later.